Ooh, Put on Cloud. You like that song? I mean, it's a pretty good song. I have it on one of my playlists, I think. Yeah, this song's alright. DJ PPD with the request from the crowd. I think I'm one of the top 10 handsome guys on the planet. So, you know, I have this thing, I call it self-awareness, you know. I feel like I'm pretty self-aware. I know that, like, I'm probably not the most attractive male species, you know what I'm saying? But that's why you gotta make a lot of paper, you know, because that's how the world works, you know. If you're ugly and you're rich, you know, you still get the ladies. So it's all good, you know. I just have to work a little harder. That's all. I don't have any game. I mean, you don't even know me. I assure you. I have game. Well, I don't know about game, but I consider myself a pretty charming individual. Any tips on eating booty? I'd go to the library. They got books. They got books on it. You should check out a book. Ask the librarian at the help desk, and she'll be able to point you in the right direction. Oh, Hector Oracle, man. This guy, another first blood. He got first blood in the last game. Boy's a beast. Although, they've got some major creep score issues right now. They have. How does Dire have 4 people on the top? How's that even? Is Bounty Hunter? What is happening? Or is it Bounty Hunter? Oh, Enigma. Oh, Enigma's jungling. Okay, okay. 5 and 2. Enigma Bounty Hunter, huh? Yeah, the strat's actually cheating. Although, yeah, I do worry about. I mean, Troll. How does Troll have 24 CS against the Tri-Lane? Hector with the fucking slam. Whoa, 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 whoa. You really need that second point in fissure? Or aftershock? This guy obviously hasn't watched my shaker replays. No, don't pull, dude. Don't pull. Oh. You know, generally you're not supposed to pull the 440 wave because it keeps your lane, it pulls your lane back, and you want your lane pushed before the bounty runs. But I guess their lane was so pushed that it's fine. Damn, they're going for it. Oh, he didn't collab, dude. He had the kill. He's healing him. Oh, we're listening to this another remix of this song. Okay, hold on. I gotta get back to other music. Actually, we're gonna listen to the Spotify Discover Weekly. There's a Big L song on here, so we'll start with that. Oh, wicka wicka wicka. This game looks like a massacre. Shit, bounty hunters here. He's just gonna dispel that track. Oh, he put it back up. Now he's tracked. They got him. How to grow a huge banana? You gotta buy the pills off the porn websites. That's the trick, man. How much of the pro scene is just lucky to be there, and how much is actually the best? I would say that there is a very large number of players that are good enough to be professional Dota players, but there's a small number of, there's like that kind of like that lowest tier professional player, and like I would say like, all right, hold on, let me I would say there's like a category of players that are good. There's a huge category of players that are good enough to be professional players. However, there's a smaller category that play professionally, and a number of those players that are also good enough to play professionally do not play professionally. Not because they don't want to, just because they don't find themselves on a team, right? I would say there's a smaller number of people that are willing to that have like the organizational and like the captains, right? There's a smaller number of captains, like people that are capable of organizing a group of individuals to work together to achieve a common goal, and that's isn't something that like everybody, like a lot of people have. So that category of people, right, your leaders, they oftentimes choose from your list of players, and sometimes not the best players don't always get chosen, if that makes sense. Like it's hard to tell who's actually the best. You know, you kind of just have to like choose some people and put your faith in them and see how it goes. Yeah, but I would say that like the experience that those players get from playing professionally on the big teams at the big tournaments, that definitely enables them to join that upper echelon of pros who have repeated success, and as a result you'll see those individuals go from one professional team to another professional team, right? Like somebody either leaves or is playing with some other team, and all of a sudden like they play really well, they get noticed by another team, and this other team who, you know, let's say like your Team Secret, right? Like Team Secret has a rough season, and they notice this guy, Nisha, playing for a team that isn't as successful, Kingwin for example. They'll say, oh hey, Nisha, come join our team, right? Like Secret has really high standards for themselves. However, like those standards weren't met, obviously, with their roster of last year. So that's kind of how it works. Which people end up being casters and panelists? I think it takes very charismatic people, very very what's the word? Let me get my dictionary out here. A pragmatic person. So that is dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. So there's a very a very charismatic person who wants to become a professional Dota player, and as a result is very very skilled and knowledgeable about the game, can become a caster or a panelist or or whatever. Um, but also have to want it, right? Like when Swindle became a caster, he knew he wanted to just be a caster, right? Like he committed entirely. He didn't like half-ass it, and as a result, he got a ton of jobs going to all of these events, and he probably makes more money than 70% of Dota players, right? And whereas a player, like he didn't really find that much success, but because he was willing to work and he's a charismatic guy, it you know he became a really high profile talent, I guess you could say. I would say that casting Dota doesn't require as much charisma as being on a panel. I think when you're on a panel, you have a very limited time to be entertaining, and oftentimes you're put on the spot. Whereas as a caster, it's much more of a conversation with your co-caster, which I think is why a lot of people like casting in duos and kind of staying to those duos, because they find people that they're very comfortable casting with. That those quiet moments are not awkward, right? Are not like, it doesn't feel forced. A lot of times you'll see lower level casters, they'll say something and the next person will say something that's not even related to what the caster said before, because instead of a conversation, they're entirely focused on saying something smart or saying something that makes sense, right? They're not actually working with the person that they're supposed to be working with. I mean, Swindle is definitely a charismatic person, that's for sure. He has everything that you need to be a caster. He's arrogant. He's confident. He likes being center of attention. He likes to put on a show. You know what I mean? Like that's what you need to be if you want to be in that talent entertainer category. I would consider myself in that same category at certain times in my life, depending on my my mood. The purge segments for me can be good, but they also can be a little weird. Like I think he does a good job of picking out situations and describing them appropriately. However, oftentimes he probably could have chosen a more telling moment if he had better knowledge of the game at a professional level. No, Ursa. Oh, he tried, man. He tried. He tried with the ult. He really did. Bounty runes, guys. Bounty runes. Go right, Hector. Get that bounty. Dude, what's going on right now? This fight's crazy. You better run with that panda. Cyclone a bitch. Yeah, I really like doing the panel stuff, but I do feel like it is I wouldn't say that I super enjoy it. I mean, I can do it every once in a while, but to do it as a career, not for me, I think. I'm too nah, I think all the travel and stuff, like if I was gonna do all the travel and stuff, like unless I was getting like fucking mega paid to be a caster, um I just don't feel like it would be a rewarding enough career to commit that much of my time too, at least, you know, at this point in my life. Maybe when I was younger, things would have been different. I always offer tournaments generally if they want to like go on the panels and stuff. I didn't do it at Dream League. I thought it was really cool that Matsu casted though. I think that like adds so much to the casts. I found those casts like so much more entertaining than all of the others. Um, no, that's the thing is I don't really do content creation anymore. I don't do podcasts. I don't do YouTube videos, vlogs, anything like that. Like, it takes a lot of work, and there's also I would say that there is a pretty strange attitude amongst pro players when it comes to content creation. I think people, especially in Dota, more so than other games, get looked down upon for going out of their way to create content. Streaming is one thing. You know, you're basically just streaming your pubs, so it's not really a big deal. But if you're gonna make YouTube videos, do podcasts, like anything like that, it can be looked at as maybe you're not dedicated enough to the game. And as a Dota player, you don't really want to be in a position where other players or especially your teammates question your efforts or your motives. Yeah, I mean the vlogs were really good, but what it was is like I would record all day like on my phone or on like a little camera, and then at night in the hotel room I would edit on my laptop. And honestly, it didn't really take that much of my time. It maybe took me like 30-40 minutes to like edit those videos, because I mean, come on, it's not like I was like knocking it out of the park with editing, but like the content was good, right? So the videos make themselves. Um, nah, it was fun for a while, but I don't really have the same attitude of being an entertainer currently. It's I kind of like the idea of fading a bit more into the background rather than staying in the spotlight. I mean, I'm just telling you that content creation is just not a thing in Dota. Like, players don't handle being on camera very well. It's like one thing for, it's like one thing for, like the teams will hire like a camera guy to shoot like Life of a Genius, for example, or Liquid did some videos, right? And the camera guy would like follow the team around and like film them at a restaurant or hanging out. Like NIP does some stuff too, like some very like follow along kind of stuff. But a lot of it is like borderline staged, and um, it's so much different if like I remember when I was on EG and I was like recording and stuff, and I would record like so much behind the scenes stuff, and it's like I would pull out my phone to like record for the vlog, and people would be like, "Oh, Peter's recording," right? And then everyone just like stops talking, and that's just not like I don't want to be that guy, you know. I remember I heard this story about
Kill him with kindness is what I say.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
some guys who were like sponsors of EG or something, that they had gone out to dinner with a lot of YouTubers, right? Like the influencers, like the YouTube vloggers and stuff. And the dinner is just like 7 people holding their phones, right? Pointing at themselves or pointing at each other. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? But you know what? If it gets you paid, pretty fucking chill ass job. Gotta say. Your job is to film yourself enjoying dinner with other people. Not so bad, not so bad. Oh, CCNC's in. He's out. You felt awkward watching. You know what, man? That's the thing is like, you know, you gotta put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta make a, you gotta do something, and then have 1,000 people tell you not to, and then continue to do it. And that's when, eventually, you know, people will understand or come around to it. Well, I think it's something that not a lot of people get to see. It's like the behind the scenes of a Dota, like what's it like to be a Dota player, you know? Like, and that was what was so compelling about those videos. That's why like so many people really liked them, because it was you know, they got to see me and my teammates and us just like, you know, just doing this stuff besides sitting on the stage playing Dota games. I mean, these guys in the game, I feel like they're coming back. I mean, I thought it was going to be a fucking monster landslide of a game, but they're still only down 4K. They do have an Earthshaker. This guy's a beast late game. You saw what I was doing on Shaker and my pup. I mean, I was legitimately 1v5ing the game. I mean, Ursa was playing pretty well as well, but dude, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? No, 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 no. Watch out, Shaker, dude, don't fuck up. He's out. This guy has game sense. Oh no, he hit a sentry. This is the new Panda build. I'm not queuing. I'm done. I'm done playing for tonight. The Techies game was unfortunately the last straw. I just want to see. I just want to see if Forward's gonna lose to fucking XOLOTL. I probably will turn off the stream after this game, win or lose. What is in terms of rate Sweden in terms of quality of life? It really depends where you're going, man. Like Stockholm feels like any other big international city, right? It has everything that you could ever want from a big city. It's got a great subway system. Boom, baby. See, I could be a caster. Boom, shakalaka. What, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna fucking black hole this bitch? Forward's getting worked by Team Mexico. Vámonos, muchachos. A la min... Wait, a la... How do you say to the? I think it's a la. To the. Yeah, to the a la minor? I don't fucking know. I don't know how you say minor. I'm sure it's minor. Some bullshit cognate. I mean, that's the thing is like, this isn't even, they have the thing is like, even if XOLOTL wins this, right? Which, I mean, it's starting to look like they are going to. They still have to beat J-Storm, you know, like, they have to fucking beat two teams that are probably way better than them. I mean, I don't know if this new forward's better than them, but obviously not if they're winning. But I think J-Storm is pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean, there's like, if you, where are you moving to in Sweden? PPD GTA RP, dude. I would love to play some GTA RP, but I don't have the time to properly commit to a character. You know, I really couldn't be in the life. Oh, you're moving to Malmo? Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. You'll have a nice time. As long as you're not moving to the middle of fucking nowhere, which is like everywhere in Sweden except the big cities. Oh, Pika, no. Yeah, dude, it'll be fine, man. Malmo will be chill, man. And you're like 15 minutes from Copenhagen or something stupid. Forwards just going high. Oh, oh. Dag on the creep. Whoops. Just a Dag on 4 with a decrep. Some cash. Ursa's in, boys. This thing's just gonna get black holed? What are you waiting for? Somebody's getting lit up. It's Ursa. Oh, he blinked into the trees. What's he doing? Swap that QB in. Swap that QB in. Use the... Dude, swap the QB in, man. What are you doing? Your Pika's over here dying. They got no split. They still have black hole. I mean, forwards going high ground right here. For sure. No shaker. Wait, where's forward going? Okay. I guess they just don't have BKB on troll, so they're just out. Do I ever want to live in Asia? Nah, I don't think so, man. Moving to Europe was, you know, definitely out of my comfort zone because I've never lived in a different country than the United States. And you know, going to Europe, going to Stockholm especially, was like a very it's pretty familiar, right? Like everybody speaks English. It's, you know, it's like the food isn't that different. Like it's pretty chill. But I mean, I had an offer to go to Asia this year actually to play Dota, but I turned that shit down because it was just way too foreign for me. Let's see, music. Okay, alright, Ariana's got you. Swedish candy? I don't eat candy, man. I'm not a fucking child, alright? Oh no, Zolot's falling apart here. Looks like we're going to a game 3. Yeah, may as well take him for a run. Walk that dog. So much int though. Ooh. What I mean, I would for sure live in a different city or a different country than Sweden in Europe. I would definitely live in London. I would definitely live in Berlin. I would for sure live in I could probably do Amsterdam. I think I could do Kiev as well. Well, I haven't really been to that many places, so it's hard for me to speak. But yeah, there's plenty of good places I wouldn't mind living. And we got ourselves a fight here. The raiding team's going in. They're casting their spells and they're clicking the enemy heroes. Troll Waller with the BKB. He's going in on Shaker. He's popped his ultimate. He's going man mode, and he is handling Team Mexico like they're I mean, I was about to say something, but you know, I know we got some SJWs in the stream, so I'm gonna keep that one to myself. Poland, Omega lol, and not live in Poland. Although Poland is pretty cheap. Yeah, Copenhagen, I can maybe do Copenhagen. I forgot about Copenhagen. I mean, I just feel like I wouldn't pick another Scandinavian city. No offense, Scandinavia, man, but like, whew, it's pretty gray. Yeah, I think I'm going to Berlin next weekend, so it's gonna be sick, man. Oh, I got a nice question for you guys. If has anybody ever been to Santorini, the Greek island place? How was it? How was it? I thought the games were fine, man, but I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, nah, trust me, I know all there is to know about Ohio. I know what you guys do to your chili, alright? I don't need to know that much more. Santorini is filled with Instagram bloggers. Are you saying there's gonna be some honeys at the beach? Cause that's one of my favorite things to do at the beach. To check out the ladies. Nah, no questions for Arkansas, man. I'm sure you have a nice cheap mortgage on a fucking mansion. Yeah, I think if I don't win the minor, I'm gonna watch the Disneyland major from the beach. Nah, I probably just won't even watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be on the beach chilling. All right, this game's done, man. This game is done. I'm putting the Mason stamp of game overness on this one. Have you ever been to, you ever been to Maine? Nah, I haven't been to Maine. I've been to Boston. I've been to New York. I've been to Pennsylvania. Black hole! They're fucking dead, guys. They're all fucking dead. Get out of the game, Radiant. Oh, forward's gotta be sweating, man. This is a close series. They almost tossed this game. The Caribbean is the shit. I agree, actually. Mossflower Gaming. I did a vacation in St. John's, and it was literally paradise. We got a boat tour from, not like a boat tour, like we did like, I hired some guy to like take me and my family out on a sailboat for the day. And his story was that he came to St. John on vacation, and he actually just, you know, just did not come back. He ended up like staying extra weeks because he liked it so much, and then eventually he was like, fuck it. You know, he went back to the States, sold all of his shit, and then just moved there. And I think he just lived on the boat.